This is Skye with FNN-Feminist News Network. Today's news with a feminist point of view. So today we're going to talk about one man was 39 years old, African American, was killed, a black guy, was killed by a bomb package. Now, South by Southwest is now going on down in Austin, but this isn't happening in that end of town. That's on the west side of Austin, which is separated. The west and the east side is separated by Highway 35 that goes right through the middle. The west side is the rich white side. The east side is the poor Hispanic and black side. So, with that said, you know what's going on. It's got to be racial. And that's what it looks like it's turning out to be, because Monday there was another package bomb that killed a 17-year-old black boy and injured a 75-year-old Hispanic woman. Now, that's two people dead. There has been a correlation. There has been a link to the other bombing. The FBI is now involved. The Austin police said they're not going to call it a homicide, but they are investigating all angles. Well, FBI, get on it and keep the police straight, which is hard for a spy agency, but, work on it, because there is a correlation. And why none of this is going on in South by Southwest, I do not know, because if we remember 4 years ago, 4 people were killed by a driver just ramming through a barricade of people. And hey, this has got to stop. And there's clearly a racial link, because all the people that were killed or wounded, there was 2 wounded women, from what I was told by reports from the Austin papers and TV stations, that the packages were picked up, the people got blown up, and there's most definitely a racial link, because they are members and leaders of the community, African American Hispanic community, that are being relatives that are being injured, killed. Like the young boy, his was related to a woman that was the co-founder of the Austin area Urban League. And the other one, I believe, knew Freddie Dixon. So what's going on, Austin? Why are you cultivating and you're supposed to be so progressive, but you're cultivating this culture of hate by not getting right on it? Now, South by Southwest has offered a $15,000 reward for the capture of this person. But this is affecting homes. This is affecting mothers. This is affecting all of us that have to live in fear due to somebody that's trying to put a scare into the black community, Hispanic community, to the east side. The east side will rise. The east side will take control of this matter and put it in their hands, not vigilante style, but making sure that everybody that's taking care of this case is accountable to find the person involved. And I hope that is being done, because this is a serious matter when you're trying to affect leaders of the community to try to squash dissension and try to create fear. This is not 1955-65 Alabama. This need not be going on. Austin, you're supposed to be liberal. I've done 2 Austin, I'm in 2 compilations of the Austin International Poetry Festival's book Diversity, 2011, 2014. Check it out. So I've been to Austin. I know the feel of Austin. Now, you're rich and you're privileged, and they kind of overlook, Spanish is just a cultural, it's a style. No. For the people that are living it, it's a way of life. And it seems like to me, when you see malls closing down and being turned into schools, when you see people walking so far just to get to their jobs because on the rich side the bus system isn't good enough to get them there, something's up with Austin. And apparently they've been living in denial. Yes, Austin, you are in Texas, and we know very much about Texas and the creation of Texas from way back. We know that Texas was once a penal colony. So, has these people not learned, not evolved? It seems so. So, Austin, grow up. Use this as not just a chance to capture quickly this individual, to set an example that Austin will not take this kind of behavior and not have a repeat of the the Unabomber in Texas. This is wrong. And there needs to be some education and awareness. And the South by Southwest, thank you for offering $15,000, but let it be said every day to not just be vigilant and watch out as if they're being targeted, which I doubt. It seems like all black Hispanic targeting to me. And South by Southwest, as one would like to see it, as a techie, interracial get-together. Really, it's not. Not if you pay attention to the groups and the bands and what's really going on. There could be a little bit more female of color integration into the South by Southwest and allowing more women of color to be a part of it. You can have one or two leaders, but you need more. So with that said, let's stay vigilant. Let's try to capture this person. Let Austin lead the way in fastly taking care of its problem and not letting this become a serial killer. So 800-525-8477, 800-525-8477 is Texas Crime Stoppers. Now, there's been more than 35 calls and since Monday about this incident to help police lead with leads. But if you there's packages popping up everywhere. Don't pick up any packages in Austin, in Texas. Just be vigilant, people. Help your neighbor. Keep a lookout. Know who's in your neighborhood. And call that number for Crime Stoppers, 800-525-8477 if you're in Texas, if you find something suspicious. All right, now moving on. Let's talk about what happened Saturday with Trump in Moon Township, Pennsylvania. What is wrong with this man? Can't he understand? Does he have a clue? Are all the people with posters behind him just as new as worn out shoes? Because they don't seem to get it. They haven't walked in another person's shoes, like the children in Florida, Columbine, and everywhere else where this is going on. Or New Township. Because he wants to start ramping up or doing executions of drug traffickers. Like who? You're going to get Noriega's, those level? The big level? Because are you getting the banks that are laundering the money? Are you going to execute them? Because you know what's going to happen? Every person of color, every woman's man that's young, that's doing a hustle to raise the family because they're being discriminated upon so they can get that good job with the good benefits. They got to settle for McDonald's. Sometimes men just don't feel comfortable settling for McDonald's or settling for the $8 an hour job. So they get their hustle on, and you want to shoot and kill every person that does that instead of getting it at the stem, instead of getting the big wig. You know this is going to turn into a right to kill for any officer that's out there that's prejudiced and, uses it as an excuse. Because every time an incident of police killings happen, believe me, it's being told that they were the aggressors. They had to do it. We saw him. He was ready to pull something out. What was it, a pen? A nickel bag of dope? Duterte in Philippines has killed more than 8,000 people last year. This is not a joke. So for Trump to idolize a man of this type of dictator stature and then turn around and say he wants to do the same thing and execute drug traffickers, which he's not talking about the banks that launder the money or the people that are supplying the cash and the transshippers that are transporting. They're talking about your hustler on the street, your young man on the corner trying to make a buck that doesn't want to work at McDonald's for $8 an hour, trying to help his family. These are the people that are going to get killed. And I'm from the streets. Well, not really, but I've been there. And I know that a lot of these people don't even do the drugs. They're just selling because they need work, they need a job, they need a hustle so they can support. And you're killing somebody over what? A dime bag of weed? A 20 piece of dope? Craziness. If we could correct the pharmaceutical companies, you could get rid of this problem. If you could do like Portugal, make everything legal. If you have it in front of you like a plate, you ain't going to treat it like you need to OD. And we're not taking the lessons. We're not soaking it in. All we're doing is creating more enemies in the end. So what we need to do is come together and create a massive force that can combat this evil that is taking over America called Trump. And this Trumpism, the right to be nasty and rude and mean and hateful and racist and bomb people and shoot people and anybody of color that looks at you, you're getting aggressive. They have done something to you by just being within your space. This is getting ugly. We need to be the America we were founded upon, that we need to be. The America that was envisioned by Martin Luther King. Where is our Martin Luther King for the 2000s? Because we need him now. We need him right now because this shit is getting ugly. And if Trump gets the policies he wants and the ways he wants, he's getting rid of Rex Tillerson and putting in Pompeo. What is that going to do? An FBI torturer, now head of Secretary of State? Oh, other countries are going to love to see him coming because they know there's might be a regime change if they see him. What is bidding is he ready to do for which monster corporation? We got to stop this and work on this by being aware, vigilant, and caring for your next human. Thank you for watching today. If you want to contact Skye, contact me at FeministNewsN at gmail.com. FeministNewsN at gmail.com.